Duke freshman Zion Williamson is going to be one of the biggest stories in college basketball this after the hype surrounding his high school career. An extraordinary leaper and big-time athlete, Williamson set a new record at Duke for vertical leap during the team's summer combined testing this week. Williamson cleared the rack during testing. Plenty of guys have been able to clear the rack during vertical testing, but not many are built like NFL defensive linemen. The rack had to be elevated for Williamson to properly finish out his vertical testing. He's also listed at 6'7", 285 pounds on the Duke website. Williamson cleared the rack so easily that teammate R.J. Barrett, one of the best players in the country, was laughing while marveling at his leaping ability. It's going to be fun to watch Williamson play above the rim for the Blue Devils this. New Mexico landed one of the better available transfer guards on the market as Towson's Zane Martin pledged to the Lobos on Friday. The 6'4" Martin was a second-team All-CAA selection last for the Tigers as he blossomed into a big-time scorer as a sophomore, putting up 19.8 points, 3.5 rebounds and 2.7 assists per game. Martin shot 45% from the floor and 38% from three-point range. Martin will have to sit out the 2018-19 due to NCAA transfer regulations as he has 2 more A's left of eligibility after his redshirt year. This is a quality grab for the Lobos as Martin has a chance to develop into a solid rotation player and potential starter. Martin put in the work to go from role player to all-conference selection in one, so it'll be interesting to see how much his game develops during his redshirt. Former UCLA standout and NBA player Tyler Honeycutt was found dead after a standoff with Los Angeles Police Department SWAT members early on Saturday morning. The 27-year-old Honeycutt was identified by family members. The LAPD tweeted that they had gone into a Sherman Oaks residence after Honeycutt allegedly fired a gun at police and barricaded himself into the residence. When police eventually entered the home at 3:30 a.m., they found Honeycutt unresponsive. Police initially received a call from Honeycutt's mother, who said her son was acting erratically. That began everything around 5 p.m. on Friday when police arrived at the home and Honeycutt allegedly shot at them. Officers returned fire, and it appears that nobody was hit. An investigation is still ongoing. Honeycutt played for UCLA for twos as he was Pac-12 All-Freshman team his first and All-Conference his second. Eventually drafted in the second round to the Sacramento Kings at pick number 35 in the 2011 NBA draft, Honeycutt played parts of twos with them. Honeycutt was traded to the Houston Rockets and waived. After spending some time in the D-League, Honeycutt eventually made his way overseas for the past few. USC added to its number 1 overall recruiting class in 2019 on Friday as 4-star wing Max Agbonkpolo pledged to the Trojans on Twitter. A bit of a late-blooming wing prospect, the 6'7" Agbonkpolo is the 4th top 75 prospect to pledge to USC in the class of 2019. The Rancho Santa Margarita native joins 5-star big man Waniko Okongwu, 4-star big man Isaiah Mobley and 4-star guard Drake London to form USC's class right now. The front line of Okongwu and Mobley has a chance to be very good while London will add depth to the roster as he attempts to play both football and basketball for the Trojans. Adding another talented wing like Agbonkpolo is great for the Trojans because he's an upside wing who is long and athletic enough to grow into an impact Pac-12 player. Having 4 commitments already in the fold before the July live evaluation period also means that USC can focus its efforts on closing out the class with another star talent as it'll be fascinating to see who the Trojans now trail during the month of July. USC could make a move on high-end 4-star guard Cassius Stanley, who is from Southern California. Or they could also ramp up efforts on a 5-star guard like Josh Green. Either way, USC is in great position for the future right now as they are landing a lot of high-level talent. The hiring of assistant coach Eric Mobley will likely net them his sons Isaiah, and 5-star class of 2020 big man Evan Mobley. And head coach Andy Enfield and his staff are landing players to complement the star recruits. There's still a lot of time left, but this has the makings of a potentially special recruiting class at USC. Maryland has received a pair of subpoenas from the FBI related to the Bureau's investigation into corruption in college basketball, the university announced on Friday morning. A statement released by the athletic department reads, on March 15, 2018, and June 29, 2018, the university received grand jury subpoenas for documents related to the ongoing federal investigation of college basketball. The university complied with the subpoenas by providing responsive records. None of the responsive records shows evidence of any violations of applicable laws or NCAA bylaws by university coaches, staff or players. The university has cooperated and will continue to cooperate with the ongoing federal investigation. The initial subpoena requested documentation of any contact between Christian Dawkins, a former runner for disgraced ex-NBA agent Andy Miller that is the centerpiece of this investigation, and Maryland employees, as well as his relationship with Maryland assistant coach Bino Ranson and an unnamed recruit. That recruit is reportedly Diamond Stone, a 6'10" center from Wisconsin that played one for the Terps. Stone was a top 10 prospect that played for an Under Armour-sponsored AAU program. According to ACU, an investigation by Yahoo Sports, Stone allegedly received $14,000 from Miller. That number came from a ledger keeping track of payments by Dawkins, a document that Yahoo obtained in February, just a couple of weeks before the subpoena arrived. The second subpoena summoned Maryland officials to appear in court in New York on July 3, Yahoo is reporting. That appears to be related to the recruitment of Silvio De Souza, who was long considered a lock to head to Maryland before a surprising commitment in August of 2017 to Kansas, where he enrolled a semester early and played this. In April, the FBI released a second round of indictments that alleged that De Souza's guardian had asked Kansas and Adidas for at least $20,000 to repay money that had been funneled to him from a rival shoe company, believed to be UAE, to ensure his commitment to Maryland. De Souza is from Angola, and a childhood friend of his, Bruno Fernando, has the same guardian and is currently a sophomore for the Terps. Chris Beard is bringing another major talent to Lubbock. Kevin McCullough, a four-star guard from San Antonio, committed to Texas Tech on Thursday, he announced via social media. "It's been a long journey, but the time has finally come," McCullough said in his commitment video. "This has been an amazing process and I thank every coach and university that has recruited me and believed in me." McCullough, a 6'6" wing, was originally in the class of 2019, but announced earlier this spring that he would be reclassifying to join a college program in 2018. He chose the Red Raiders over four other finalists in Houston, Oklahoma, Minnesota and Kansas State. "I think they just made him feel comfortable and confident in what they will offer him and what they can do to get to him ready for college basketball and beyond," San Antonio Wagner High School coach Rodney Clark told the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. "They made it feel like home and that he'll be taken care of. He's put in a lot of work on and off the court to prepare for this moment. He and his family figured it was the best decision. And he feels he's ready to go up there, work at it, learn the system and find his place, a role. At the same time, Texas Tech is getting a darn good guard." McCullough, whose father linebacker at Texas Tech in the 1990s, joins a high-powered recruiting class for Beard. Kavon Moore is another four-star 6'6" wing that has already signed with the Red Raiders and headlines a group that features another trio of three-star prospects. Texas Tech made the Sweet 16 last in Beard's second year at the helm of the program. The Red Raiders have major ground to pick up after the graduation of Keenan Evans and J.R. Smith's decision to leave school early for the NBA, but Beard is proving he can get enough talent to West Texas to keep things moving in the right direction.